Hey, welcome back to another walkthrough. This walkthrough, we're going to go through Excel Chapter 6 Grader Project, Internships, and Travel Template. Let's go ahead and begin. We will download our materials and download and print your instructions and go ahead and download your student file. And then let's go ahead and open up your student file. And then hit Enable Editing. Alright, so the very first thing we want to get started on is it wants us to, on the Internships by Industry worksheet, in the range G4 to G10, insert Sparklines using the values in range B4 to F10. So let's go ahead and click on our Internships by Industry. And in G4, where it's underneath Trend, we want to insert our Sparklines. Well, we're just going to go ahead and put our Sparkline in for this row right here. To do this, we're going to go to our Insert tab. And from our Insert tab, we are going to come all the way over here to Sparklines. And we want to do a line Sparkline. Now our data range is going to be B4 colon F4. So I'm just going to type in B4 colon F4. And the location range should be G4 since it's already there. Go ahead and hit OK. And now notice we have a trend line here. Well, let's go ahead and copy this down to G10. So let's go ahead and hover over this dot. Remember, this is our autofill handle. Go ahead and click and hold that dot and drag it all the way down to G10 and let go. And it will throw in the Sparklines for us. Now, with the Sparklines still selected, we want to show the high point and the last point. So let's come up here to our Sparkline Tools Design tab. And we want to put a check mark next to high point and last point. Also, we want to apply Sparkline Style Accent 4, no dark, no light. So we'll come to our styles right here. Click the down arrow with the line above it. And we want to find gold Sparkline Style 4. So that gives us a clue. It's gold. And right here it is. Gold Sparkline Style Accent 4, no light, no dark. Right here. Now it wants us to create a line with markers chart using the ranges A3 to F3 and A7 to F7. Go ahead and click on cell A3 and then click, hold, and drag and highlight A3 to F3. Then let go, hold down your control key and highlight A7 all the way over to F7. So we should have these two ranges right here selected. Go ahead and go to the Insert tab. From the Insert tab under our Charts group, let's find the line charts. Click the down arrow, and we want to do a line chart with markers. Right here. And notice it will put in a technology line chart for us. It wants us to position this chart so that the upper left-hand corner is within this bounds of A13. So go ahead and hover your cursor right about here. You should get the move handle, which is 4 arrows pointing away from each other. Go ahead and click, hold, and drag that all the way over here to A13, right about here. And now we want to change the chart title to say Internships Available in Technology. So go ahead and click on the chart title once. And then go ahead and position the cursor right to the beginning of the T. Go ahead and click again. Notice how our cursor is in front of the T. And then type in Internships Available in, and it should already have technology. Make sure you capitalize the I, make sure you capitalize the A. Now, if you notice on this chart, we have a lot of dead space right here. So we want to edit our vertical axis here. so that we have less space. So let's go ahead and click on this vertical axis, and then right click on the vertical axis and then type in Format Axis. And we'll have our sidebar come up over here. We want to set the minimum to 35. So let's go ahead and set our minimum to 35 and hit enter. Notice how a lot of that space is now gone. With that done, we want to format the plot area. So we're going to come up here to our chart tools, our format tab. Over here where it says current selection, go ahead and hit the down arrow right here. And we're going to select plot area. Now over here it says format plot area. We want to green accent 6 lighter 80% solid fill. So we're going to click on the paint can here. And where it says fill, we're going to do a solid fill. And then down here where it says color, click the down arrow. Let's find green accent 6 and find lighter 80%, lighter 80%, which is the first one, the second one down right here. Now we want to format the chart area, so we're going to come back up here to our current selection. Click the down arrow and select chart area. Now this should say format chart area. We want to do a solid fill. We want to do the same green, but this time we want to do green accent 40%. So it's the third one, or I'm sorry, the fourth one down right here. And now our chart background or our chart area is a little darker than our plot area. Now we want to insert a linear trend line. So we're going to go ahead and come over here to our plus sign on our chart. We're going to click that plus sign, and we are going to put a check mark next to trend line. And then we're going to hover over here and we're going to click on this little arrow next to trend line and click on more options. And here we want to make sure we come to our series options right here. Make sure it says linear. Put a dot next to linear. Then we want to change the width. Go ahead and hit the paint can here. And down here where it says width, we want to change this to 2.5. All right, so now we are done with our line chart. We can go ahead and close out of our sidebar here. So for step number 9, it wants us to go to the list chart worksheet. So let's go ahead and click on list chart. And here it wants us to insert a SmartArt graphic. Let's go ahead and come to our insert tab. And from our insert tab, we want to find SmartArt. And we want to insert a pyramid list style. So let's go ahead and click on list. And let's scroll down to one that looks like a pyramid. This one looks like a pyramid, and here it is, pyramid list. Go ahead and click on that and hit OK. So now we want to position this SmartArt so that the upper left corner is within the bounds of A3. So let's go ahead and come up here as close as we can to this border. Go ahead and get those 4 arrows pointing away from each other. Click hold and then drag that to right about here in A3 and let go. And there it is. We have our SmartArt up in cell A3. Now we want to type in this first box here, we want to type in paid, capital P. In the second box down, we want to type in work study, work-study. And in the last box, we want to click and type in unpaid. Now it wants us to apply the Inset 3D SmartArt style to the graphic. So we'll come up here to our SmartArt tools, click on design. Under SmartArt styles, click the down arrow with the line above it. And under 3D, let's find the one that says Inset, which is the second one over. We also want to change the colors, so let's go ahead and come over here to where it says change colors. And we want to do colored fill accent 1. So colored fill accent 1, the second one right here. All right, we're done with this SmartArt. Let's go ahead and click on our organization chart worksheet. And here we want to insert a hierarchy list style. So we're going to go to our Insert tab, and we're going to click on SmartArt. And we want to find a hierarchy. We want to find the hierarchy list, which is this one right here. Go ahead and click on that and hit OK. We want to move this so it is in the border of A3. So once again, come up to this line right here as close as you can to the corner. Get the 4 arrows pointing away from each other. Click hold and drag that to inside A3 and let go. There we go. And now we want to type in, so in this first box here, let's type in Ann Takai. Comma space internship coordinator. In the box below it, we want to click on the box below it and type in Dennis Jones, comma space specialist. And in the third box down, we want to type in Corey Finn, comma space specialist. Now we're going to come back up to this box here. We want to type in SHANI space KUHLMAN, comma space work study coordinator. So work dash study coordinator. And then click on the box below it. And here we want to type in AND SINGH, comma space specialist. And then in the last box, we want to type in Viv Lopez, comma space specialist. And once we've typed in all of that information, double check it, make sure all the spelling's correct, make sure you use proper punctuation. And it looks like I might have misspelled specialist here, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. And it looks like I misspelled specialist here. So once you've double checked all your work, go ahead and click in cell A1. All right, so for step number 14, it wants us to save the workbook as a template. Well, we're going to go ahead and skip this step. So let's go ahead and skip saving it as a template. And we're going to go straight to the travel expenses worksheet. And from the travel expenses worksheet, it wants us to apply a formula that will add all of the contents in H22. So let's go ahead and click in cell H22. And we want a formula that will total all of these together. Even though there's nothing here, we want it to be able to total this together. So that's easy. We're just going to come up here to hit auto sum. And once we've hit auto sum, because there's no data here, it's not going to give us any data because Excel doesn't know where to put this data. So we're going to go ahead and type it in right here in the parentheses. So we're going to type in H15, and we're going to put a colon, and we're going to do H21. And there we are. We have now we see our box. Now we have our data. Go ahead and hit enter. Once again, there is no data here, so it won't actually total up anything. But if we were to start typing information here, it would update it for us. Now we want to go ahead and click on H22 again, and we want to insert a total row cell style. So let's go to our Home tab. Under our Home tab, under our Styles grouping, find your cell styles and make sure you select a total cell style. Now in Excel, there are ways that you can lock and unlock cells so you can type into them. So in this particular step, we want to unlock certain ranges. So let's go ahead and highlight D8 to D10. So we'll go ahead and highlight D8 to D10. Go ahead and right click on one of those cells and let's go to Format Cells. And under the Protection tab, go ahead and uncheck Locked. This will allow us to type in these cells and go ahead and hit OK. Now we also want to do the same thing to A15 to G21. So let's come over here to A15, highlight all the way down to G21. Go ahead and right click, Format Cells, back under Protection, uncheck the box, Locked, and then hit OK. All right, now let's go ahead and deselect our cells. So just go ahead and click up here somewhere. And now we want to protect our worksheet. So let's go ahead and come up to our Review tab. And from our Review tab, we want to protect the sheet. So go ahead and click on Protect Sheet. And here we want to type in all lowercase, all one word, Go Series. And hit OK. And then type in Go Series again. And hit OK. And now we've locked this page, so the only editing you can do is in the unlocked cells. Now we want to select all the sheets, so let's come down here to our worksheets. Go ahead and right click and hit Select All Sheets. All of them will be selected. When all the sheets are selected, anything that we change will be changed on all of them. So we're going to come up here to our Page Layout tab. And we're right here, this little guy right here, our Page Setup dialog box. Let's go ahead and click on that. We want to insert a custom footer, so let's click on Header Footer, Custom Footer. In the left section, let's go ahead and type in our file name or insert our file name right here. In the left section, go ahead and hit OK. And hit OK again. Now we want to ungroup our sheets. Go ahead and right click on Travel Expenses and hit Ungroup Sheets. Now we want to select the first 3 worksheets. So we'll click on Internships by Industry, hold down the Control key, click on List Chart. While holding down the Control key, click on Organization Chart. Then you can let go. We want to change the portrait, displayed in portrait orientation. So we'll come up here to our page layout. Under Page Setup, here's our orientation. Let's change it to Portrait. And then go ahead and just click on Travel Expenses. It'll deselect the rest of them. Go ahead and click on Orientation and change it to Landscape. Now we're going to change our document properties. So let's go to the File tab. Show All Properties. Where it says Add a Tag, type in Travel Template. In the subject box, type in CGS. And then where it says Go Series, right click on Go Series, hit Remove Person. And then under Author, go ahead and click on Author, type in your name. And then lastly, go ahead and hit the Save button. And it looks like we're done. We can go ahead and close out of this. Come back to our Downloading Starting Materials, hit the X. We'll go ahead and choose our file. Here it is, our student file. Click on it, hit Open, Upload, and then Submit for grading. And you can close the assignment. Now let's go ahead and see how we did. Let's go ahead and go down to our Chapter 6, click on the 3 dots, hit View Submissions. And it looks like I got a 99.3. I missed 0.7 points. Let's go ahead and find out where. I'll click on that. And I'm going to scroll down. And it looks like I probably had a slight misspelling with this name right here. It looks like I misspelled it. But if you made the same mistake, feel free, go back and correct it and submit this as many times as you like for the best grade possible. Once again, if you need to contact me through Canvas, and have a wonderful day. Hey, thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe to the channel, as I'll be posting new walkthroughs and tech tips each week. Check back regularly for new content, and have a wonderful day.